Start by telling us how it all came about, the move.
Yeah, I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago with Leicester, probably before the last pre-season friendly game, and they were just saying, after last season where I got injured and stuff, I need to go and try and play more regular games. So yeah, they were pretty clear with me. I was grateful for the manager for telling me that, giving me a bit of time. And then once I heard about Rangers' interest, obviously it was the only place I wanted to come, and I'm delighted to be here now.
What did Brendan Rodgers tell you about the league and indeed this club?
I've not really spoke to him about coming here specifically, but I will do. A man who was so successful in the Scottish football, in the league with the titles he won and stuff like that. So I will call him and ask him about life in Glasgow, what Scottish football's like and stuff like that. But I've not really had the chance to do that at the moment.
Was there any part of you thinking, "Oh, we definitely sanctioned this, given this"?
No, not at all. Like I say, I'm really grateful for him for being clear with me a couple of weeks ago. So he said it's up to me to try and find a new challenge, and fortunately enough for me, I've managed to do that in a massive challenge at a massive football club, and like I say, one I'm delighted to be at.
And Steven Gerrard's made it clear, he's gone on record saying that he wants 2 players for every position. How do you feel about that in terms of trying to make inroads in the team?
I can see from the start of the season, the team's had a brilliant start. 3 or 4 great results already, but coming from a Premier League team, that's what you're used to. 25 players in each squad, so it's even more than 2 in each position. It's what I'm used to. I'm used to having to fight for the shirt, and hopefully I can come here and do the same.
And I believe you've got the record for the most goals scored by a midfielder in the EPL. Is that right?
No, I think the record's just at Leicester. It's not in. It's not in the whole of the English league. But yeah, Leicester, it's a nice record to have. But I'm looking forward now and trying to concentrate on Rangers.
Was there interest from Hibs? Can you tell us what that's like?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was a few teams interested, to be honest. Once they found out that I could go on loan, but like I say, with a club the size and stature of Rangers, like I keep saying, once I knew they were interested, and obviously with the manager and the history and stuff like that, this was the only place I wanted to come.
Did you speak to Hibs?
No, I think my agent did. I didn't personally speak to them. The agents have talks with a lot of clubs, especially like I say, once I knew that was free to find somewhere else, that's their job, and yeah, it was up to me to make the final decision.
You've probably asked this many a time, but how do you top winning the top flight in England?
How what, sorry?
How do you better that, winning the top flight?
Yeah, I know. It's obviously a hard one, but it's a fresh challenge for me now. I can obviously sit here and say that I have won the top flight in England, so I want to come to Scotland and try and do the same.
Do you think this is the start of a different journey path in some respects? Do you feel you still maybe have a long-term future at Leicester if things go well here this season, perhaps?
I'm not sure. I'm in the last year of my contract at Leicester now, and obviously I'm here for the season. So I think Leicester are probably going down a different path. Young players, really exciting squad, and trying to break into the top 6. And for me now, I'm trying to sort of focus getting my career back on track after the injury I had last season, and I think this is the best place for me to do that, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge and hoping to come here and be successful.
And is this also a great opportunity for you to keep your international career?
Yeah, of course. I think with Rangers potentially playing European football, and competing to try and win trophies, that was something which was really big for me as well. I didn't want to sort of go somewhere and see out like a few years and just play for nothing almost. I wanted to come here, real chance to try and win various amounts of silverware, hopefully playing in the European competitions. That was a massive pull for me.
How easy do you think it's going to be for you to hit the ground running here? Because as you said, the team's been playing competitive matches for 6 weeks or so, and they're playing well.
Yeah, of course. The team, like you say, have been brilliant. I know the manager's been making changes because it's hard to play Thursday, Sunday, which is obviously what we want to be doing if we can qualify for Europe. So he's going to need to be able to make change. He's going to need to be able to shuffle his pack throughout the season, and like you guys say, he's come on record as saying he wants to have 2 players for every position. So it's down to me to make sure that I'm in amongst it and available for selection.
Gary, with the English deadline passed, the signing of Andy is someone who was maybe not going to play as much at Leicester. Do you feel that you can take advantage of that of other players perhaps who are maybe out in the cold in the Premier League?
Well, if somebody becomes available who can come in and make a difference here, yes, then that's still available to us. But the addition of Andy is big for us, because it just brings more competition to a very strong part of our team. But as Andy says, we've got loads of games. The Thursday, Sunday, we know of it because of last season. We're semi-used to it, and so we know the demands of the travel and then coming back to go again on the Sunday. When we're getting to Europe.
Was that something?
Sorry, did you feel you struggled with that last year? The lack of depth, perhaps?
Possibly, but we did make Europa League proper. I think that's the goal. We're into the final qualifying game against Legia, so we're getting close. And we need competition, and we need strength and depth.
Was it just trying to strike that balance last year between the Europa League and the Premiership and the Cup competitions that was maybe something you'd pinpointed going into this season?
Yeah, there are different types of games, and also the fact that Andy's over 40 caps with his country, used to playing in European games as well, so that's going to be a big plus for us.
The game this weekend is obviously a very different test to the one on Thursday. Is that exactly why you have that squad, so you can rotate and you have those different options for a game like this?
Absolutely, but the side that will be named on at the weekend is going to be strong, and it's an opportunity for players who've not had minutes to go and show the manager. It's all about healthy competition for places. We're in 4 competitions. We want to try and get good runs in all of them.
Is that the aim really, that you can make sort of 5, 6, 7 changes almost to the starting lineup, and when you look at it on paper, it doesn't look like it's weakened at all?
No, absolutely. And I think if you look at the European games and obviously the league games that we've played, when you look at the bench, it is definitely a stronger bench than last season.
That said, Gary, how much more content is the management team now, given that you've had a season for last season's signings to bed in, the 10 summer recruits? How more comfortable do you feel with the squad this season compared to last?
Yeah, sitting on the side, I think when you look onto the pitch, I think there's more control. I think from the split last season, the level of performance and the way we've controlled games, I think the way we've managed games, especially in Europe, is that there's definitely an upturn from last season. And I think with the additions of experience and Steve Davis in particular, Ryan Jack, they've been outstanding in the middle of the park for us. 2 strikers are scoring goals. We've got strength and depth across. We've got 4 very good centre backs. So there, you're looking across every compartment of the team, and it's definitely stronger. And therefore, I'm certainly from my perspective, I see a greater control in games.
And just on the issue of 2 players per position, is the striking department almost unique in the event that if one of the lads gets an injury, you're down to 1? Might you want to beef that up to 3 if the opportunity arises?
You've got to remember, we've got Greg Stewart, we've got Sheo Jones who's played up the park. We've got plenty of alternatives, even if we lose both of our strikers. But the fact is, the beauty of being able to rotate, there's a freshness about the attacking line.
How do you keep these guys kind of satisfied if you get 2 for every position? Obviously, Sunday's a great opportunity for you to play these guys who'll be hungry.
Well, the ideal scenario is to stay in Europe as long as we can and stay in the cup competitions as long as we can. So that's the best way to keep a squad of 25 players happy.
Will the result against Legia Warsaw in any way determine where you might move in terms of the target list for any potential next signing?
I think if you're looking at the squad, we've got plenty covered in most. And the facts are now, unless somebody really jumps at us, I think the manager's quite pleased with where the squad is at the moment. But that doesn't mean to say if somebody becomes available that we're not interested. I think management teams and managers are always looking to strengthen. And when a board of directors asks you, what do you need? You always need better players.
How do you view that, Ty? Now, obviously, you had the experience of last season of getting in the group stages.
I look forward to it. I think it's a stadium where they make plenty of noise. And over the 2 games, we've got to fancy ourselves. That's the way it is. We can get any team back to Ibrox still in the game. We'll be happy with that.
Andy, can I just ask you how much you're aware of kind of the rivalry up here in terms of trying to break Celtic's stranglehold of their domestic success?
Yeah, I think anyone who plays football at a professional level is massively aware of the Celtic Rangers rivalry, whether that be in England, Scotland or anywhere abroad. It's such a big game. It's probably one of, if not the biggest game, probably across Europe in terms of rivalry. So everyone's aware of it. I'm no different, and obviously I can't wait to be involved in that.
And you mentioned there, the success of Leicester winning the league. Is there almost a different sort of pressure now here?
Yeah, I guess with Rangers you expect to win. You have to come in knowing that only winning is good enough. Maybe at Leicester, apart from the year we won the league, no one was expecting us to go out and win week in, week out like we did. So yeah, it's a different pressure, but I'm experienced enough now and been through enough to be able to deal with that, and like I keep saying, one I'm looking forward to sort of embracing.
You did get that pressure towards the end of that season because having done so well, people.
Yeah, of course. I think the pressure probably came from almost about Christmas time. We were top at Christmas. People were waiting for us to fall away, and it never happened. So, like I said, it's pressure, but you need to have pressure, from yourself as well, to go out and perform, to go out and try and get the 3 points. And you put as much pressure on yourself as a professional and as a player as you do from everything which comes on the outside.
What was it about that team, that squad, that had that ability to to keep going?
I think it was a real togetherness. You are going to lose games whether you win the league or not. So it's just about sticking together. If you win a good game, you don't want to get too high, and if you lose one, don't get too low. It's a long old season. There'll be ups and downs as well, but it's about sticking together as a group and making sure you pull each other through when things get hard.
You touched upon it in terms of getting someone who's a Premier League winner and an internationalist. How vital could that be in your pursuit of the league title?
There's many times when I see people saying that they're a winner and they've actually never won anything. We've got a genuine winner. And it's probably one of the greatest feats ever. And not even British football, maybe even world football. I put it right up there, one of the greatest victories ever. So it's that experience of being there, seen it and done it is going to be vital for us.
Gary, what are you expecting from East Fife on Sunday?
Organised, they've started the season not bad, a couple of draws. It's a big game for them, full house. They'll raise their game, but we've got to be ready for that. It's just, for us, it's about mentality. We've got to approach this. The same preparation that will be done for East Fife as what we've done in recent games in Europe, and obviously the 2 league games. So we go there looking to get a good run in this competition.
And did you feel you'd be fit and ready to play if selected on Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. That's down to the manager who he wants to select and sort of when and how he wants to use me. But yeah, I've had a good pre-season with Leicester, managed to get a few 90 minutes in and stuff like that during the pre-season. So yeah, I'm feeling ready and fit and good to go.
Gary, was there any part of you that thought Brendan might not sanction the deal?
I didn't even think about that.
Do you want to tell us the truth?